UFC Kansas City, Garry versus Carlos Prates. These are going to be my full card predictions and breakdown. We're also going to be checking out the fight odds for each and every fight. And before we get into it, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. I'm going to be covering UFC every single week. I'm also covering PFL, so make sure you stay tuned for all of that. With that being said, let's jump straight to the first fight of the night. So first fight of the night, we got Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm going Jocelyn Edwards in this one. I think she's just going to be too much for Chandler. She always is coming into her fights looking a little tubby in the midsection. She's going to want to try to use her grappling against Edwards. She's going to be trying to push her up against the cage, use her wrestling. But I don't think she's going to be able to do much to Edwards. I think Edwards is going to be able to piece her up from the outside, touch her chin, give her a good 1-2, use her distance, use her range. And I think ultimately Edwards is just going to outclass her in this one. I think Edwards is faster. I think she's stronger. Give me Edwards to get the win. I'll say by decision. I just think she's going to be too much for Chandler. The odds on this one, we got Chandler. She's sitting at the plus 245 underdog. And then Edwards is sitting at a minus 285 favorite. And that's a very reasonable line. I totally see Edwards getting it done in this one. Next fight of the night, we got Cuamba versus Robert Romero. This is actually going to be a pretty fun fight. Cuamba, pretty fast hands. He likes throwing his 1-2s. He's pretty fast on the feet. He's got decent kicks, good leg kicks. Then we got Robert Romero, who's more of a dog, I would say. He kind of just likes coming forward, using his power, and kind of bullying his opponents in a way. And I'm going to go Robert Romero to get the win here. I think his power is going to be too much for Cuamba. I think Romero's going to be able to touch him on the feet. I think he's going to even be stronger in the clinch. Cuamba's going to try to use his wrestling. I don't think it's going to be much for Romero. Romero's going to be touching him up on the feet. And I could see Romero finishing Cuamba in this. I really like Romero's style. He comes forward, presses the action, throws big overhands. He's got fast hands. But Cuamba is going to be in there, give it a good fight. I'm excited for this one, but I'm going to go Robert Romero to get the win. The fight odds on this one, we got Robert Romero sitting at the minus 114 favorite. Cuamba's a minus 106. So these lines are even right now. I'll probably see Cuamba going the underdog by the time the fight night hits. But I see Robert Romero being able to get it done. I think Romero's going to be too much for Cuamba. Cuamba, I think, is going to get touched on the feet. I see Robert Romero knocking him out. Robert Romero's coming off the loss to Onama. But Onama, he was getting cracked by Romero. Romero was cracking him on the feet. He dropped him a couple times. But Onama was eventually able to get the win. But Cuamba, he's coming off 2 losses. One against Oki. And then the last one to Lucas Almeida, who absolutely fucking... Almeida totally outclassed him in that fight. Beat him up. Dropped him multiple times. And I really do think that Cuamba struggles with that pressure style, and I think that's what Romero's going to give him. He's going to give him that constant pressure. He's going to be coming forward at Cuamba, and I think Romero's just going to press him too hard, gas him out. I think Romero gets this one done. I could see him getting a TKO. Next fight of the night, we got Jacqueline Amorim versus Poliana Viana, and obviously you see Viana's coming off 2 losses. Amorim's on a 3-fight win streak. And I'll tell you right now, Viana, on the feet, awkward as hell. She looks like she doesn't belong in the fucking ring. And then Amorim, very much a grappler. She likes using her jiu-jitsu, getting the fights to the floor, looking for those submissions. Very good jiu-jitsu. Where Poliana Viana is just not impressive at all. She doesn't impress me one bit. She doesn't impress me on the feet. She don't impress me on the ground. And she damn well don't even impress me in the damn clinch. So, give me Amorim to get this one done. I think she's going to dominate Viana. I could see her submitting her. I would most likely see a submission or a decision win for Amorim. But Amorim's just going to dominate her. I see her getting the fight to the ground. I see her even being better than her on the feet. I think she's going to use some kickboxing, loosen her up, and then go for the takedown on Viana, get the fight to the floor, and ultimately I see her getting the submission win. Give me Amorim to get it done by submission. And the fight odds on this one, we got Amorim sitting at the minus 650 favorite, whereas Viana's the plus 475, which is absolutely understandable. Viana is going to get fucked up in this, honestly. She's going to get crushed. I could see her getting submitted fast, but you never know with these women fights. She could just sit in there and lose a decision. But give me Amorim to get the win. Next fight of the night, we got Saaiman versus Malcolm Wellmaker. So we got Wellmaker coming off of the win in the Contender Series. He got the absolutely brutal knockout over Adam Bromold. He fucking stepped back, gave him the fucking right hand, totally cracked him, knocks him out. Saaiman's coming off of 2 losses, his last one being Peyton Talbot, who Peyton Talbot was hyped up. Next thing you know, Peyton Talbot ends up kind of getting fraud checked. So I don't even think that was I don't think Peyton Talbot was that great of a fighter. I don't think he is that great of a fighter. Saaiman absolutely got destroyed by him too, and I think Malcolm Wellmaker, he's going to come out, he's going to use his boxing, he's going to be touching up Saaiman on the feet. Saaiman, he's got decent striking, he has got decent ground game, nothing super impressive in my opinion. I think Malcolm, I honestly think he's going to be able to find that right hand, and I see him sleeping Saaiman in this one. So I'm going to go Malcolm Wellmaker to get the fight done by knockout. I just don't see Saaiman being able to do anything. I think he's going to be too weak. I think Wellmaker is going to be stronger than him. I think he's going to be touching him up on the feet. And ultimately, I see Wellmaker getting this one done by a TKO or a KO. The odds on this one, we got Wellmaker sitting at the -115, Saaiman at a -105. So these lines are also even. But I really see Wellmaker getting it done. I'm going Wellmaker to get the win. Give me Malcolm Wellmaker by TKO. Next fight of the night, we got Blackshear versus Alatengheili. And I'll tell you right now, Blackshear, he's going to be too explosive. He's got too fast of hands. He's got great striking, solid ground game. He doesn't really be getting taken down too much. He's got solid takedown defense, whereas Alatengheili, his stand-up is fucking so mid. He's got no shot in this fight. Blackshear is going to just absolutely piece him up. I could see Blackshear getting a finish. But Alatengheili, he is tough, so I could see him going the decision. But I think Blackshear is going to be able to get it done. I think his striking is going to be too much for Alatengheili. Tengali is going to be trying to press the fight, probably against the cage. He's going to be trying to push Blackshear against the fence. But I don't think he's going to be able to do much with that. He's going to get touched up bad on the feet. I see Blackshear getting it done by a TKO. Give me Blackshear to get the win over Alatengheili. The odds on this one, we got Blackshear. He's sitting at the -400 favorite, whereas Alatengheili, he's +330. Big underdog, and I don't see him getting the win. Blackshear is going to come out there, use his striking, touch him up on the feet, piece him up, use his fast fucking combos, and just, I think he obliterates Alatengheili in this one. Give me Blackshear all day. Next fight of the night, we got, I think this is going to be a banger fight. We got Chris Gutierrez versus J.Castañeda. Gutierrez coming off the win against Quang Le. And he looks solid. He's very patient. Chris Gutierrez likes using his striking. He likes keeping the fight at distance, using his range, keeping keeping everything at the end of his punches. He likes throwing his 1-2s. Every once in a while, he'll throw his big bombs in there. And then we got Castañeda, solid striker. I'm not super impressed by him. I see Chris Gutierrez being able to outwork Castañeda in this one. I just don't see Castañeda being able to get it done. I think Chris Gutierrez is going to be too powerful for him. Castañeda is coming off the loss against Daniel Marcos. And honestly, I see Chris Gutierrez getting a win in a very similar fashion to how Daniel Marcos got it done. It was just a decision win. But he just kind of outpaced Castañeda, touched him up on the feet. Castañeda, he's not a bad fighter. He's not a good, he's an alright fighter. These lines are even here, but I'm going to go Chris Gutierrez to get the win by decision. I think it'll be a good back-and-forth fight. We got Gutierrez sitting at the -140. Castañeda is the +120 underdog. So I do see Gutierrez being able to get it done. I'll go decision because Gutierrez, he's kind of patient. He doesn't go for the kill too often. Castañeda is also a very tough fighter. He takes a good punch. But I see him losing the decision on this one. Give me Gutierrez to get the win. Next fight of the night, we got Evan Elder versus Gage Young. And I'll tell you guys right now, Gage Young, he's taking the fight on short notice. And I'll tell you, Gage Young kind of has a similar style to Evan Elder in a way. But I don't see Gage Young being able to get the win, especially coming on short notice. Maybe if you gave him a full camp, he'd have more chance to win the fight. But I do see Evan Elder being able to get it done. I'll go decision because I think Gage Young is a tough kid. He's 24 years old. And I think the younger guy, which is Gage Young, is going to be too young to get the win over Elder. I'm going Elder to get the win here. I think Elder's just going to get the win by decision, I would say. I don't see him totally dominating Gage Young, but I think he's just going to be better than him. He's going to be touching him up on the feet. Both of these guys like using their striking. They both got decent ground game. I wouldn't say that's either of their specialties. Elder, solid wrestler. Gage Young, decent wrestler. But I think Elder's just going to be in better shape. I think he's going to be stronger, quicker. Give me Elder to get the win. I'm going to go decision win. The odds on this one, we got Elder sitting at the minus 415 favorite. And then, that was the fucking last fight he had. We got Evan Elder sitting at the minus 200 favorite. Gage Young sitting at the plus 170. Yeah, they just kept that line up, but that's not the fight anymore. We got Elder, minus 200 favorite. And I'm going to go the favorite to get this one done. I'm going Evan Elder. Get the win by decision. Next fight of the night, we got Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. And I'll tell you guys right now, Jimmy Flick, he kind of reminds me of like a crackhead who somehow knows how to fight. He kind of an awkward style. He doesn't have much striking. He's very alright on the feet. Mainly likes getting the fights to the ground. He's got fucking 15 wins coming by submission out of his 17 wins. So I think he's going to try to get Schnell to the ground. Schnell, he's got fast combos. He's got pretty good boxing. I like his combos that he be throwing. He's got heavy hands. He's fast. And I think he's going to be too much for Jimmy Flick in this. I'm going Matt Schnell to get the win. I honestly see Matt Schnell being able to just kind of outclass Jimmy Flick in this. I think Matt Schnell's just going to be too much for him. I see him touching him up on the feet, and I could see him finishing Jimmy Flick. Give me Matt Schnell to get the win by a TKO. Jimmy Flick, I don't think he's going to be able to do much to Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell sitting at a minus 300 favorite. Jimmy Flick, the plus 250. Give me Matt Schnell all day. Schnell's going to get the win. I know he's on a 3-fight losing streak, but I think this fight he's going to be able to get it done against Jimmy Flick. Matt Schnell to get this one done. Next fight of the night, we got Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. So we got Ikram. He's coming off the loss against Robert Whittaker. Got absolutely fucking knocked the fuck out. He got hit with a big shot, went flat out. But he does have good striking. Aliskerov, he beat up Alves, touched him up on the feet, totally nailed him with a beautiful knee, knocked him out, sat him up against the fucking cage, just teed off on him. And whereas Muniz's striking is not there, he's only going to be trying to get the fight to the ground. He's going to want a submission. He's going to try to just wrestle Aliskerov. I see him just trying to push Aliskerov up against the cage. But I don't think he's going to be able to do enough. I don't think Muniz is good enough. I think Aliskerov is going to get this one done. You know, just to be a nice guy to Muniz, I'll say he can go to decision. Honestly, no. He's not going decision. Aliskerov's knocking him the fuck out. What am I talking about? Aliskerov is going out there. He's going to stop Muniz. Muniz does not look comfortable on the feet. He looks very awkward. And I see Aliskerov being able to capitalize on that. And I see him cracking up fucking Muniz on the feet. We got Muniz sitting at a fucking plus 480 underdog. Aliskerov, the minus 655 favorite. Totally reasonable. Fucking Muniz is not going to have a shot in this fight. He's going to get fucked up. Next fight of the night, we got Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not impressed by Nicholas Dalby in the slightest. I think Dalby is a can, honestly. I think he's a can. He's just going to be trying to push Randy Brown and hold him against the cage the whole time. He's kind of got a boring style. And he's 40 years old, so he's kind of on the downwind of his career. Whereas Randy Brown, he likes using his striking. He's got solid takedown defense. But I see him totally piecing up Dalby in this one. I think he's going to keep the fight at range. He's going to be peppering him from the outside, touching him up on the feet. Give me Randy Brown all day. I see Randy Brown getting a decision win. Dalby is tough, so he'll probably be able to take the beating that Randy Brown's going to give him, but I totally see Randy Brown getting it done. Randy Brown, he's sitting at the minus 230 favorite, whereas Dalby's the plus 195 underdog. Dalby's not winning the fight. Randy Brown's going to get the better of him, touch him up. Give me Randy Brown all day. Now, we're on Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. So this fight, almost you could say it's a battle of the gas tanks, but I think Abus has a better gas tank. I think Abus is a better gas tank than Pereira. Pereira tends to gas out midway through the second round. And I think Pereira, he's going to come out fucking fast as hell. He'll probably be throwing a backflip in there, throwing some weird backflip, fucking spinning kicks and shit. So he's going to come out fast as fuck, and he's going to expend a lot of energy in that first round. And I'll tell you, if he doesn't get Magomedov out in the first round, I think he loses the fight. Abus Magomedov, he's got solid stand-up, good striker. He's got solid wrestling too. And I think if this fight gets out of the first round, Abus Magomedov is just going to take control and win the fight. So I'm going to go Abus Magomedov to get this one done. I don't think Pereira is going to be able to finish him in the first round. And if it does get out of the first round, Abus is just going to take control and dominate the whole fight. The fight odds on this one, we got Magomedov sitting at the plus 112 underdog. Pereira's the minus 132 favorite. And I see Magomedov getting it done. I think Pereira's a little bit overrated. I don't really see what's so special about him. He just be throwing backflips and shit in his fight, so people like him. But I don't think he's going to be able to win this fight against Abus Magomedov. Give me Magomedov to get the win. Next fight of the night, we got Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. Alright, so David Onama, solid striker. He be switching up his stances, going from southpaw to orthodox. Then we got Giga Chikadze, kickboxer, likes keeping the fights on the feet. He's got very fast kicks. He throws a lightning speed fucking kick. He throws that shit out like lightning. It's fast. He throws the leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks. Very good kickboxer. He likes keeping the fights on the stand-up. Onama, solid boxing. I would say he's more of a boxing style. He likes throwing heavy power in those punches. He's got a lot of pop. And I think he's going to get it done over Giga Chikadze in this. I just think his power is going to be too much for Chikadze. I think Chikadze is going to end up fighting a little scared. I think Onama's going to crack him up on the feet. Give me Onama to get this one done by a TKO. I think he's going to fuck up Giga Chikadze in this one. The fight odds on this, we got Chikadze sitting at the plus 165 underdog. Onama, he's the minus 190 favorite. And that's reasonable. I think Onama's going to get it done. So give me Onama to get the win here. Now we're moving on to the co-main event. We got Anthony Lionheart-Smith versus Mingyang Zhang. So obviously, Anthony Smith, his career's pretty much over. I don't think he's got nothing left to give. I think Zhang, he's young, 26 years old, whereas Anthony Smith is 36. Let's be real. Anthony Smith has no fucking chance, all right? Zhang is going to come out there and just fuck him up. I think Zhang's going to knock out Anthony Smith in this fight. Anthony Smith, I think he's good behind the desk now. He's a good reporter. Keep him there. I don't think he should be fighting in the UFC no more. Give me Zhang to knock out Anthony Smith in this fight. The fight odds on this one, we got Anthony Smith as the plus 400 underdog, whereas Zhang is the minus 525 favorite. Obviously, fucking Zhang's going to fuck him up. Smith is going to get fucked up in this fight. He's got to retire. This should be his last fight. Give me Zhang to just fuck up Anthony Smith. Next fight of the night, we got the main event. Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates, he's smoking cigarettes. He's smoking 12 cigs a day. Ian Garry, you know, his wife is using him for his money. So we got an interesting style match here. Ian Machado Garry, decent on the feet. He likes keeping the fight at range. But in this fight, I see him trying to grind out Carlos Prates on the fucking wrestling. I think he's going to be trying to wrestle him and push him up against the cage. and I think he's going to try to grind out a boring decision win over Carlos Prates, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Carlos Prates is going to fuck up Ian Garry in this fight. Give me the fucking chain-smoking savage to get this one done. I think Carlos Prates, he's going to be too much for Ian Garry. I think Prates is going to fucking push the pace. He's going to pressure Garry. Garry, sometimes he likes keeping on the back foot, staying on his bicycle the whole time, throwing his little peppery, straight punches, keeping the fight at range. But I think Carlos Prates is going to fucking come in and pull off the Ivan Drago. I will break him. And I think Prates gets this one done. Give me Prates to fucking fuck up Garry. I could see him finishing Garry. Carlos Prates is that dude right now, especially the fighting nerds. Maybe you could say, yo, I'm falling into the fucking hype of this guy a little bit. Maybe I am. I don't know. But I think Carlos Prates is going to fuck up Ian Garry. Prates is sitting at the plus 111 underdog. Ian Garry is the minus 131 favorite. So pretty close odds. But I think Carlos Prates gets it done, man. This guy's too savage, bro. You've been seeing those edits. Fucking that hate being sober. You got him smoking his cigarettes, drinking. And I think this fucking savage is going to get it done. The Nightmare is getting this one done over Ian Garry. Give me Carlos Prates to get this one done. I'm going to say he finishes Ian Garry. Give me a third round TKO, maybe even the second round. Carlos Prates all day. So those are my full card predictions for UFC Kansas City. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree with the picks. Let me know if you don't. I'm going to be covering UFC every week. I'm also going to be covering PFL. So make sure you stay tuned for all that. And with that being said, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.